Journey to Rooted Hold, 2nd level. When signing a contract, every Smite Master must remember the two main tenets of the Smite Master's Oath. 1. That all vermin must be cleared from the dungeon, no matter what, at what personal risk or discomfort. And 2. That the price charged for this service shall be in strict accordance with the pricing scale as decreed by the Guild Masters. Training brochure, Smite Masters Guild. Now, one of the interesting things about this game, I told you that people try to optimize conquering the room, killing everything and getting out. Because of a quirk in some of the early versions of the game, which I think still applies to this, if there is a room that has no enemies, generally it's not one that you have to conquer, and it's not one that you will get any points for on the optimization scores. Beethro's falling asleep listening to me talk about this. But any level that you start on with the entrance, where you start in the middle, does, regardless of whether or not there are any enemies on it. So what I want to do right away to do the fastest way to get out of here is, of course, to go back up the stairs the way we came. 2 moves, 47 seconds of me explaining that, 0 secrets found, nothing killed, nothing died. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to go backwards. Not usually, though. Twain folks saying. That's the other reason I like doing that, because they have different things. And then I come back up and it's the same one. And when you go reverse, it'll tell you, hey...
Why's everybody gotta leave piles of skulls lying around? It's depressing.
Yes, these are the new skulls in this palette. So here we're going to do a lot of what's called horde management. This is dealing with lots of roaches in small quarters. Anytime there is a 2x2 funnel of roaches, it is never a problem, because I can either, go back and forth, up and down like this, or I can move up and down. Either way, there's no way for the roaches to flank me, because if I have my sword here, then the roach can go here, and if I move it back there, then they can go there, and I'm just killing them all. Now here, there's quite a lot of roaches, but I can limit them to a 2 square opening. And then they all come at me, and I just take them all out. Combo. Over here it's going to be a little bit more difficult, because there is a 3 square wide. But as you'll notice, sometimes even when they have more space, roaches are dumb. They will head for you, and they will kind of straighten themselves into a situation where you can kill them easily. Now, I'm going to do something here. It's called the back swipe. There are a lot of ways to take care of these 2 guys, but one is to move here, and when the roach is here and Beethro is here facing this way, I can move diagonally down to the right to take care of him. Boom. And we'll open up that last door. And get out of here. More horde management. Okay, so here's another 3x3. We'll see if this one... Yeah, see, now this time, this last guy here does not want to move. This could be very dangerous for me, because if I move like this, now they flanked me, but I can use that back swipe again to take care of that. Now, turning clockwise there was not actually what I wanted to do. My fingers were on the wrong keys. Luckily, it's not going to kill me there. Move through to the next one. Now, if I wanted to, I could also, because these guys are really sticking in formation. If I want to, you can also use a little alcove here as a safe spot. Go down here. Now this is another because I can't get back out through here. This is another place where I could be dangerous, but in this case, because the roaches can't move through the orb, and they're not smart enough to go around the orb, this guy's just going to try and keep running at me through this orb. I've used this as a block to take care of them. Now, I need to go in here to get that bell, and all these roaches are now going to attack me. Now, if I had broken all of these, then they would have just swarmed over me. Because I didn't, I can create the situation that I want. Oop. That was not the situation I wanted. This is the situation I want. Take these guys. The sound of destroying breakable walls and...
A roach queen. If I'm not quick, I'll have a bunch of roaches to deal with as well. Maybe it's time to see if this watch I got will earn its keep.
The sound of breakable walls in this version of DROD is great. It's got a nice crunch. But, as Beethro was saying, roach queens. This is a roach queen. You can tell because it is a little bit lighter, and also it does the exact opposite of roaches. Roaches will try their best to get to you. Roach queens will do their best to get away from you. It will figure out how it can get furthest away from you and go in that direction. So in this case, it's trying to move diagonally away. It's going to keep moving down until it can start moving diagonally, and then it'll go down again. In addition, every 30 turns, it is going to lay eggs that will then turn into more roaches. We'll see that in a little bit. This clock was a addition to the game to Journey to... Well, it makes a little sound when it spawns now. Addition to Journey to Root Hole, before you had to kind of either count or have a counter up, or just kind of guess when there was going to be another spawn. So now you can keep track of things. Oh, I need to go back there and hit that orb. I didn't even do that. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to be killing roaches for a while, and we get to hear the little... Okay, now we're going to listen for the roach purr. That's weird. Okay, so now I can go down here. I don't know if I'm going to get used to that new sound. It's really disturbing. I wonder if it gets louder when there are more roach queens. And there will be more roach queens. There will be so many more roach queens and so many more roaches. Floods of roach queens are kind of a thing in this game. In fact, I'm going to start this one over here. This is the kind of thing that you do when you're optimizing. You make sure that your sword is already in the position you want it to be in. And then you make sure that you take all of your curves on the diagonal, because why would you bother with that extra space of not being on a diagonal? So this kind of situation is something we'll see a lot, which is the roaches over here, and then force arrows that force me to go around but allow the dangerous roaches to just come at me directly. Prevented any of the roaches from going down there. That'll save me some time. If I remember... Oh! See, now here's the thing. I was trying to undo all the way back down so that I could go directly into there with a diagonal, and then I couldn't, because apparently on this I have not reset the undo to be unlimited. After talking about it over and over and over again, you'll see here, undo level 1 turns. That is not a good number of turns. I want that to be unlimited turns, because that is the best. Glad we found that out on something pretty unimportant. So there we go, more tunnels. And every time you move the tunnels, the roaches will figure out they need to go somewhere new in order to hide from you. And the roaches will try to get at you. Now, as I pointed out in the original thread, you know what, I think I'm just going to throw optimization to the winds and show it here. In this situation, it's possible to get into a position where you cannot beat the room anymore. Because right here, it is impossible for me to get into that room and not die, because no matter which way I put my sword, there's always going to be a roach that can come right in after me. So I'm going to undo all those to show off this unlimited undo. I don't have to do all of them, I can just do some of them, because that's all I need. I just need enough to get in there and survive, and then I can kill them all. And then there's one over there. And undo all of the tunnels. And get out of here. Up. So, because roaches like to run away from you, there are a lot of puzzles like this, and there are a lot of puzzles in general that are about monsters running to the other sides of force arrows where you cannot kill them without trapping yourself. So this puzzle is just about manipulating the roach and not doing anything stupid until it is there where it won't run anywhere you don't want it to. And we'll leave through the shortest exit. And try over here. Over here, as I was saying, this is our blue door. In order for this to open, we need to defeat all of the rooms that are necessary and get the exit level.
Health, you're alive.
Hey, Unc.
You're standing right next to a roach queen. You want to get all chewed up?
She won't hurt me, Uncle Beethro.
Back away from the roaches slowly. I'm coming over there fast as I can.
Just watch. The roaches don't come after me. It's because they know I won't hurt them.
And that is correct. Oh, I can go over here. Not worried about optimizing this because of something that I talked about in the original thread, which I will mention here. So now it's taken a while to get through this entire...
You're right, the roaches seem to leave you alone. Makes no sense at all.
And in fact, there's still one roach down there that I haven't killed yet, which I'm not going to bother. Getting through this room in this direction takes 100 and some turns to move all the way around and kill things and get the thing and then come over here. But you don't necessarily need to do things that way. And in fact, the way to optimize this room is to not clear it so that you can come back from this direction. And then you start the room and go like that. And you go over here and go like that. And then the fastest way out is over here. And you're done. And if I were connected to the scoreboards, CaravelNet, we would probably get a message right there saying, "First place tie!" to let you know how awesome and smart you are.
It was a dumb idea to bring you along, but since you're down here, you're gonna help me.
I want to help.
So if I knock on a door, that means you go open it for me.
No problem.
So knocking on the door just means bumping into it. It has nothing to do with the sword.
Going.
And then there's a little, they yell at each other, The yelling at each other is considered a sound effect, so I have it much lower than the cutscene speaking.
Are you coming?
Yeah, don't worry.
You never have to worry about Half getting trapped. You only need to worry about him being killed.
Another thing, I've got lots of different strategies. You couldn't understand them. You'll just have to trust me. Sometimes you gotta be in a certain spot for my strategy to work. When I tap you on the shoulder, you follow me. And then another tap means stay put. Got it?
What was the middle thing you said?
So,
Come on.
Okay.
bumping into Half will get him to follow you. And then you can use him.
Wait here.
No prob.
Now, one thing to watch out for is if you run your sword into him,
Ow, that hurts.
you get everything done. Oh, and then you can't undo if you let that happen. I'm kind of surprised because although killing him, he said, ow, that hurts, and I had to restart the room, what usually happens is the screen kind of goes dark and it's all terrible and you've created a horrible thing, but that didn't happen, so.
Another thing, I've got lots of different strategies. You couldn't understand them. You'll just have to trust me. Sometimes you gotta be in a certain spot for my strategy to work. When I tap you on the shoulder, you follow me. And then another tap means stay put. Got it?
What was the middle thing you said?
I need to see if there's a way to
me.
Yep.
skip cutscenes. I don't remember anymore. Well, let's do this again. Oh. Let's do it again right.
Stay put.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna stay there, kill this guy, and then all this stuff is weirdness. So this guy does this, and I don't know if that is even something I care about right now. This one does these guys. The only thing that I really need to do is make him open this. So let's
Follow me.
just
Yep.
have him follow me. I'm going to leave him there
Prob.
because I do not want him coming over here and being trapped by the force arrow. No, completely. Oh, and there I reset the entire thing. That was a place for my unlimited undo.
Another thing, I've got
Let's-
lots of different strategies. You couldn't understand them. You'll just have to trust me. Sometimes you gotta be in a certain spot for my strategy to work. When I tap you on the shoulder, you follow me. And then another tap means stay put. Got it?
What was the middle thing you said?
All right, third time. Remember, you have unlimited undo.
Wait here.
No prob.
I'm totally good at this game.
me.
Yep.
Alright, so we're going to leave you here
No prob.
while I go over this way. And then you're going to open this door for me.
Not possible.
But it's not possible because I forgot. Now this time I'm going to remember that I have unlimited undo and go back in here, because what I forgot to do is open this door. So now he can actually go through. I could do the really hard ones.
Going.
Now Half will go and open this, and I will kill that damn roach, finally, and escape.
Here I am again.
Now if I just do this, all these roaches are going to get stuck, which is not what we want.
Oh, hey, there you are.
So there are a few things that we can do. Like this. Now I believe there is actually a way to have Half now open these doors and I kill them without doing anything else. But I don't remember what that is. I think it's done, and I think I've done it before. I'm pretty sure as I was reading through the screenshot LP that in fact there was a record of me doing it. And I do not remember how it was done. So I'm not going to try and figure it out with everybody looking at me. I'm just going to do it the way that it's supposed to be done and not optimize it. I'll go over here. Now, this is a nice long room. Roaches over here roach queens over here, I should say. And if you can't quite see, but these guys are on force arrows, which means that they are going to be stuck there. And I think all of these roaches are on force arrows, which means that they're pretty much going to be stuck there wherever they are. Actually, these guys are not. These guys are just there. But I will need to get into this area, and in order to do that, this one will need to be hit. In order to get to this area, this one will need to be... Nope. This one gets... This one opens this one. Shows how much I know. So this one goes in here, and then this one opens up the other one, and then this one opens up this one. So the first one I'm going to want to do is this one. So I'm going to just just head straight for there, and then have Half open up this one, because Half's going to show up in just a second.
Hey, Unc.
There he is. She's going to wait there for me while I go destroy some things. Let's see if I can make this work. Yes, I can. And get these ones.
Got it. Hey, I'm blocked.
Oh! Now that's the thing. Half can only go open a door if he has a route to it, and he has a smart route finding. If he is blocked by monsters, like right here, then he'll give up and go back to where he started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these guys around a little bit.
Got it.
And we're going to keep moving that around so that they don't cause a problem for him. And now I'll wait for him to go over there and open the door. Because Beethro loves child labor. I'll open up that other door, which we'll need to use. And obviously, Beethro can't go hit that third. Oh, that's the other thing. It's because he's right here, he gets to be a nice little meat shield. In fact, I'm going to do this so that I can hit more of them at the same time, save a little bit of time there. Any position where you can be killing one roach per turn is really good. It's efficient, so that if there's any sort of optimization, you can do that. But also, there are going to be rooms where optimization to a certain extent is necessary. If there are lots of roach queens that are spawning roaches, you can get to a position where you need to be destroying a roach every turn just to keep up. If there are 20 roaches being spawned every turn and coming at you, then if you are only killing one every 2 turns, then you're never going to get ahead, and you're going to be stuck, trapped behind the swarm of roaches. So let's get Half coming over here. Do all this talk about optimization, then I just kind of sit around and wait for Half to go open doors for me, because I'm lazy. Let's go up here. Ooh, cutscene city. Let's go.
The negotiator will see you now.
What's going on?
Beethro Budkin, come over to my desk. Let's talk.
Alright, what have you got to say? What will you say for a long time while I get to go drink water?
So why are you camped out down here?
It's a temporary office built especially to handle our situation.
What situation?
There are some places for Budkins to be, and this isn't one of them. You've delved too deep. We want you to go home.
When I figure out what's going on, maybe I will. What kind of operation you running? I want answers.
Mr. Budkin, here beneath, the Empire concerns itself with a grand variety of important tasks. You have no hope whatsoever of understanding the simplest of these.
You're afraid I'll find out
For
what you're
sure,
up to
your
and stop
continued
it.
mockery will uncover fascinating
But
events
how will
and
you make sense
phenomena.
of it?
What we do down here is very complex, you see.
What? You think you can just confuse me?
I'm not trying to, but it's inevitable. What do you want to know anyway? Anything you want, I'll tell you.
Fine. Why is this dungeon growing in size past its original plans? There was only supposed to be 9 levels. Later there were 15, 25, and now, who knows how many?
You realize that you aren't in King Dugan's dungeon anymore, don't you?
Where am I then?
No location of importance, but well beneath and beyond Dugan's territory. You've trespassed into the Empire's space unannounced.
So there's a bunch of you kooks down here? What's this empire you're talking about?
The rooted empire whose ends are knowledge, whose means are the perfect machinery of empiric will.
What does the empire want?
I just told you, knowledge. Knowledge of everything there is and isn't. Knowledge of everything that will, might, or ought to have been.
What's that got to do with carving up these new tunnels and chambers?
It all began in the 17th penultimate negotiations between patrons for the forthcoming way of things and the primary archivists. The archivist stance being, of course, that permanent knowledge is impossible without a fully contained environment. The patrons' famous rebuttal: knowledge is lost as the environment is brought within control.
That makes no sense. I'm asking about the dungeon. Who's building onto it? Why?
I'm trying to tell you. It's not really a dungeon, by the way. We call them holds.
Quit hock-heading me with your shim-sham and speak some straight answers.
You want to understand the purpose of construction in this area, yes?
No, I just want to know why you people are building down here.
I am taking legendary pains to explain it to you, but I must admit I'm more pessimistic than I was before we began.
You act like we're going to sit here for 5 weeks talking about it.
5 weeks? It will take much longer than that. I was just beginning to summarize points we could eventually sub-summarize, and after that properly elaborate on all relevant topics we've outlined. I've got some spiffy charts and visual aids you should look at.
Flaming Fagundo! This is some kind of snow job. I'm not falling for it.
So you want the truth, but you're too impatient to hear it?
Look, I gotta go. You can stay here and blab about whatever you want.
Mr. Budkin, you needn't speak with me any longer, but I sincerely recommend returning the way you came.
Unlikely.
I didn't think so. This is becoming very sad.
Yeah, it's real sad for you and whatever scam you got cooking down here, but I'll be fine.
I don't think you will. If you leave this chamber now, I promise you a slayer will be dispatched.
A slayer, eh?
Indifferent? But you've never met a slayer before. When you meet your first, you'll wish you'd made a different choice.
Okay, I'm really going now. Talk to you later. If I feel like listening to boring threats again.
That was uncalled for. If you looked after my well-being, I'd at least be appreciative.
And there we are.
Goodbye.
It's a shame, you know. I wish things had turned out differently. Now it's up to the Slayer. Goodbye.
I'm back.
So the little jumps that happened in that cutscene were a result of me switching focus from DROD to other windows when the game is just waiting for input. It doesn't make a big deal, but when it is in the middle of playing audio and running through a script, it does. Hey, look, here's another secret, which I believe we've already found in the original original screenshot LP. So I'm gonna handle it right now. It's not a very difficult one, but there can be a lot of roaches to deal with. Made a mistake there. Didn't realize. Sometimes you need to remember on floors like this that you expect there might be more space because they're curved things. Uh-oh! Yeah, that's gonna kill me, I think. Let's back up a little bit. There we go. Oh. I'm gonna have to clear these guys out, and this is where you want to see the, killing a roach every turn. Let's try and do these guys from this side. And there we go. Now I can start making progress again. Back swipe. Back swipe. 1, 2, 3. Combo. Not an impressive combo, so nothing showing up. Is that not it? Oh, there's one guy over there. And there we go. Secret cleared. Let's get out of this. Didn't need to do that at all.
Oh, hey, there
Wait.
you are.
Where am I going? Where have I left some rooms untouched? Oh, this guy. This one here. Hey, so there's another thing. We've got this little mini map over here. If you click on it, it'll bring up a quick version of the map, which you can use to look around. You can also, and when you select, you can get a view of a room. And what I was looking at here is that this is the direction that we have not gone yet. So you can use it to, if you're looking for secrets, this is a good way to do it. You kind of go like, oh, did I miss anything? Is there a thing around here? Was there supposed to be something else? I actually can't remember if there's another secret in this level other than the ones that we've already found. And I will check the thingamabobber, the original screenshot LP, because I want to make sure that at a certain point we are exactly where the original LP was, and then continue from there. And we'd gotten a few levels on this one. I think we were at like 5th level. Let's go see what this room is. Oh, this room! So this is another one. There's another roach manipulation. We've got these two areas down here, where if the roach goes into them, we are in trouble. So this is also a issue where we would want to be as efficient as possible. Now, as we're moving here, you'll notice that he's on his way up. And so it's best if, instead of trying to go at him, I use the tunnel, and now he's running away. I can go over here. And go over here. And then, hey, he spawns a roach, and all of this is moot. And let's get out of here. Exit level fanfare. Blue door has gone down. Checkpoint. And there we go. 31 minutes this time. Killed 438 things. Died 6 times. Found 1 secret. The level totals only tell you how many secrets you find, not how many you complete. The original game had no way of marking that. From this version on, it does, but it still doesn't account in level totals.